When parents gather together, one of their favorite topics is, of course, their children. My wife and I were talking to our now adult children about some of our experiences in their early childhood. One of the things that I remember was a pattern that all three of the boys shared. At some point, when they were quite young, each of our boys learned that they could get out of their bed, navigate the dark hallway, and arrive at the foot or the side of our bed. There, they would pat one of us on the cheek, call for Mom and Dad, or simply begin to ask for a drink of water. The first boy outgrew the phase as the second one entered it, followed by the third. The night visits went on for about 6 years. At the time, I wasn't particularly amused by being awakened in the middle of the night on a regular basis. But as I look back on it, I must admit that when the last boy outgrew this little exercise, I missed the interaction. I came to understand that they came because they knew that they could depend on us for their every need. Today is Easter Sunday. Today we celebrate Jesus' resurrection and our salvation. In the first reading, Luke provides us his eyewitness testimony of the apostles' experience of Jesus during Jesus' public ministry. He also speaks about Jesus' interaction with them after his resurrection. During that time, Jesus commissioned the apostles to explain his teachings to all, being specific that Jesus was and indeed is the Messiah. Then we hear from Paul that through our connection to Jesus, we become part of salvation history, opening up a place for each of us in Jesus' eternal kingdom. In the gospel today, we hear about the various reactions of people when the tomb is discovered empty. Mary Magdalene sees the stone has been rolled back and tells the others that Jesus' body has been stolen. Peter enters the tomb and is puzzled to find the burial cloths, but no Jesus. The beloved disciple notices the cloth that covered Jesus' face and head is folded neatly and set apart. Although Jesus is not there, the beloved disciple begins to understand what happened. So what do we, as a community gathered 2,000 years later, take away from our experience here in this church today? The celebration of the resurrection is easy. That's what Easter is. But there is another thing for us to consider. We have come here today because we are drawn here. It might be because we do it each week. It might be because we feel compelled to come at least at Easter and Christmas. It might be because someone talked us into coming, or maybe even made us come. If we consider the children appearing at the foot of the bed, we can begin to understand our own motivation and how Jesus reacts to our presence. Of course, Jesus is happy to see us. He remembers when we come like a child, to pat him on the cheek, to call his name, to ask for what we need. As his children, we do this each in our own unique way. We do it because we know Jesus provides us everything that we need. And unlike the small child who grows up and stops appearing at the foot of the parent's bed, we are invited today through the readings, through our physical presence here, to consider whether Jesus might enjoy more interaction with him. Unlike Mary of Magdala, Peter, or the beloved disciple, we are not puzzled by the empty tomb. We, like Paul, know its significance for each of us. We have the experience, the teaching, and the wisdom of the apostles. They wrote the Gospels, explained the teachings, and spread the good news of Jesus. The Easter story reassures us that Jesus cares for us and will offer us eternal life with him. Just like the children who appeared at the foot of the bed, Jesus invites us to continue to come to him, the resurrected one.